Hello, thanks for clicking on Just Fitness. I'm your trainer Jasper Bravo. Today we are going to train our arms. If you want to have those great looking guns, this is going to be a video for you. Okay, I'm going to take you through my total program, my total routine, and if you just do this twice per week at least, you're going to have some awesome arms. And yes, if you don't want awesome huge arms, don't try this workout, by the way. Of course, as always, we have to check our physique before we begin. And this is, we are still going through a bulk, as we also use a little bit of, some creatine. We introduced some creatine into our diet and supplementation, that is, and it's been working out all right. Now we're starting right with our first workout, which is also going to be our warm-up, which is dips. And anytime you're going to do dips for the triceps, I need you to lift your body all the way up. You need to complete the movement, because the stretching part of the elbow is where you are really hitting the triceps the most. The lower part, kind of the shoulders and the chest, tend to help the triceps come up, but when you are above the shoulder level, now elbow level, that is, there the triceps is doing most of the work. And you're also going to superset it with some close grip chin-ups, which is also a very awesome workout for your biceps. If you want to have those big looking biceps, try to make a close grip chin-ups, or you can also use the lat down pull machine, but now you use the close grip. It is very good for the biceps. And you thank me later, by the way, because this is one of the workouts that chimpanzees usually do. That's how they move from one tree branch to another, and that explains why they have those huge looking biceps. Now we're going to the next set of dips. Again, as I said, make sure you maintain the form, and since we are not doing them weighted, you can do weighted if you want, but today I'm just going for the high reps, since this is my first workout of the routine, my first exercise. I want it to be favorable to my joints so that I avoid any sort of injury. Then as we progress, we'll be adding some weight to the exercise that we'll be doing afterwards. Now we're going to the next set, which is the second set of chin-ups, close grip chin-ups. Again, we're just doing the same, going for the as many reps as possible. Then we come back and do the same with the dips. That's a very simple way you can train your biceps and triceps at home without having the dumbbells or the weights, as long as you have your body and a surface where you can lift yourself up for the chin-ups, and two surfaces also that you can use as your dips surfaces. That can be like two chairs, two stools, whatever, anything that you can use. Yeah, now going to the third set of the same workout. We're doing 3 sets of this one, by the way, then go to the next one. And somebody was asking about the number of sets that we do, and I want you to know that if you want your muscles to grow, always the more the number of sets you have, the better. Just have that in mind. The more the number of sets you have, the better. But 2 sets is good enough for maintaining the muscle. And average, they say 20 sets is the max. But as you continue increasing the number of sets, I want you to know that also the amount of growth and the strength you'll be gaining is going to diminish. It's not going to be the same as, let's say you move from 2 sets to 4 sets. That person is going to grow almost twice as much. But somebody moving now from 4 sets to 8 sets, it's not going to be so much change. There's going to be some change, but the difference is not going to be as much. So I just need you to, the same when you're moving from 10 to 12 to 15 and so on. So I just need you to know that if you want to gain strength and build muscles, you can just go for as many sets as you want, but try and keep in mind that if you want to grow to the max, the diminishing return stops making so much sense when you are now above 20 sets per week. That is, not per day, per week, per muscle group. That is, if you're doing chest, all the total number of sets of chest workouts you're going to do that week, they should be around 20 on the max. After that, there ain't much. Of course, there's going to be extra, but not much. It's not going to be worth it, because the problem also with going for this high number of sets is recovery also becomes a problem. So it gets to a place where now it becomes, it's instead of it being an advantage to you, it gets to a place now increasing the number of sets becomes a disadvantage. So it becomes counterintuitive. So it doesn't give you the benefits that it's supposed to, and in fact, instead it works against you, because the recovery takes longer. So when you want to come for the next workout, when you want to work out the same group of the muscles, you find that you're not ready for it because you're not fully recovered. Then the level of destruction that it does to your system is also crazy, that it might not help you grow. So yeah, there's just much you can do, but it gets to that level where it's not really worth it. So I'll advise that you go for a maximum of 20 sets per week, but 2 is good enough, man. Then another thing also I need you to worry more about is not really the number of sets, but how much are you really pushing yourself through the sets. And another thing that you need to worry about more than even how much you're pushing yourself is how perfectly are you doing the reps. So you see, it's like you worrying less about the things you need not to worry about, and you worrying more about the things you need to worry about. That is, you need to worry less about the number of sets if you haven't taken care of how well you perform the reps. And then after performing the reps perfectly, after that you need to think about now the sets. Am I pushing myself enough in individual sets? Then after that, now you can start thinking about how many of these perfect sets do I need to do for me to get the maximum result. Then if you continue doing that with time and always improving, so after doing your sets perfectly, the reps are perfect, then of course after that you can start thinking about the number of sets you're having. Then you start thinking about the number of days you need to come to the gym so that you'll be able to do the number of sets you need to do. Then you start thinking about, how many workouts you need to do. Like, with time you progress, and as you progress, this system becomes more complex, but always the simpler you start, always the better. It always predicts more your chances of sticking with it. But now you just want to get into the gym, then you want to know the number of sets you need to do, then you want to know the number of days you need to come to the gym, then you want to know everything at the beginning. It's just not going to help you, and you don't need to know all that, by the way, because there's also something called the newbie gains, which means when you get to the gym, the first few days you just need to smell the weights, then you start growing. You don't need much. Those are the times that even you train with some fucked up form, you're not even doing enough number of sets, you're not even getting close enough to failure, but you're growing because you're getting stronger, because during those moments your body is just not used to any of these. So you're just introducing something so new to your body, and your body just has to adapt, and your body adapts by getting stronger and being more muscular. So that's what I just need you to get, really, because people tend to major on the minors. That is, people think about things which you don't need really to think about so much. You just need to think about what you have power over. That is just working out, making sure that each and every rep is good enough, because the reps will take care of the sets, and then the sets will take care of the number of days you need to come to the gym. Then enough rest, of course, the diet, and so on and so forth. Then you build that culture, you build that philosophy of your workout. When now you start looking at it, you have that complex system that somebody can't help but wonder how you came to build this, and that is built gradually, not suddenly. Then also that one takes me to the diet part, because people ask so much about what do I need to do, what do I need to eat, how many calories per day, and I'm like, okay, it's okay to have rough idea about somebody weighing this amount needs to eat this amount, and a lady or a guy needs to eat this amount if they need to gain weight or they need to lose weight, how many grams of proteins and how many grams of carbs and so on and so forth. That is okay, but what really needs to control whatever it is that you need to do, of course keeping in your mind that you need to take care of the macro and the micro nutrients that you need to take. Apart from that, what really needs to determine what you're eating, how much you're eating, is your body. Are you getting stronger? Are you getting leaner if that is what you want to do? Are you gaining more muscles? If that is happening, then it means whatever you're doing is working. If it's not, if you're getting fatter and you need to get smaller, it means you need to reduce amount of calories you're having. That's simple. If you're not gaining muscles and you're just noticing that you're getting smaller, then you need to add the calories. If you go to the gym and you don't have enough strength when you're working out, it means you're not having enough carbs. When you work out and you notice that you're taking too long to recover, then it means you're not having enough proteins. Like, it's just that simple. You don't need it's not rocket science. You don't need to know so much, by the way. Of course, the part that you really need to know so much is about the micros, because which are also, your body will tend to tell you if you're not having enough vitamins. You'll tend to have a lot of aches and more muscle aches and all that, and slower recoveries. But the majors, you need to just check your body, and your body will tell you what you really need to know in the process. So all these other things you're disturbing, like you're putting yourself under so much stress over, they're not worth it, man. You just need to start, because I usually know, most people are not where they are at, not because of lack of knowledge, but because of lack of execution. Most people know what they need to do, but they just don't want to do it, or they're not ready enough, or they're not ready to go through the pain that it takes to do it. But most people know. Most people, if you ask them, okay, you're fat, right? What do you think you need to do for you to be leaner? They'll tell you, I need to eat less junk, and I need to work out, I need to run, I need to do a little bit of whatever. They know that people who need to gain muscles, if you ask them, what do you need to do? Oh, of course, some proteins. I need to do some resistance training, which means maybe some push-ups, some pull-ups, some squats. They know these things. But now the execution part is what is throwing people out of the game. And that's why you need to hold yourself accountable to. You just need to know that it's not what you don't know. It's just the fact that you're not ready to do whatever it takes. If you like that video, just subscribe so that I could see you in the next one. And don't forget to like it. And just say subscribe and click on that bell.